Now, before I begin episode 20 of the podcast here on the channel, I'm at work today. And I get this tweet from Matt Moody. Shout out to you, bro, for even bringing this to my attention in the group chat. So I'm on work and I'm on break. And Matt tweets me on the group chat. He messages me that Roman Reigns is going to be returning to Raw Monday night. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Now, as you guys know, I reported this in the podcast yesterday, episode 19. Raw suffered its lowest ratings on a non-holiday show with a 1.9 rating. And SmackDown got a 1.8, also its lowest for a non-holiday show. Right? WWE, well, at the time, earlier this afternoon, they tweeted that Roman Reigns was going to return to Raw Monday night. Now, I'm going to report this on the podcast later on, that Seth Rollins doesn't want Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. Do you blame Seth Rollins for not wanting Roman Reigns on Raw? No. People on Twitter, people on social media think, that Roman Reigns is going to draw viewership. I said this yesterday on the podcast WWE right now, they do not have a superstar that's going to move the needle. They don't. To be brutally honest with you. And then I get people tweeting me and messaging me saying, Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time. Under what planet is Roman Reigns the greatest of all time? On what planet? Not on this planet. Fuck no. Not in this world. Not in this day and age of professional wrestling. No, he's not. To be honest with you, Seth Rollins is a whole lot better than Roman Reigns. Don't at me. Don't fucking at me. Seth Rollins has a way better career than Roman Reigns ever had. And like I said yesterday, it all began with Seth Rollins' heel turn. It all began with it. Yet Vince doesn't want to pull the plug on Roman Reigns turning heel. But then again, at this point, I'm going to say this again, which I said it yesterday. If Roman Reigns is going to turn heel, are you going to care? At the end of the day, I'm not going to care. Why? It's too late. I said this yesterday. There was 2 instances in Roman Reigns' career where he should have turned heel. One, the night after WrestleMania in Barclays Center, Roman could have turned heel. And on top of that, Roman wasn't even a part of the show that Monday night in Barclays Center on the night after WrestleMania. He wasn't even a part of the show. Think about it. And then also, if you really want to think about it, and this could have really happened, the night after WrestleMania 33 when he beat The Undertaker and quote unquote retired The Undertaker, he could have turned heel then. But how did that matchup go between Roman and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando? Didn't work too well, did it? Didn't work too well, did it? No. You got fans saying, fuck you, Roman, go away. We don't want you here. Roman has been shoved down our throats for the past 5 years. The only, and I said this on the podcast as well yesterday. People agree with me. The majority of the people agree with me. The best match Roman Reigns has had in his entire career as a singles competitor was against Brock Lesnar back at WrestleMania 31 in Santa Monica. Where the night where Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank, the heist of the century, that WrestleMania. Was Roman going to beat Brock Lesnar? My honest opinion, no. Roman wasn't going to beat Brock. Roman at that time wasn't even ready for a big singles push, the push that he got. I could tell from then he wasn't ready for it. What did they do? What did they do with Roman after that WrestleMania? Nothing. He didn't go for no championships through the majority of the summer until when? November? November, somewhere around November, October, November, that's when they really started to push Roman Reigns. But for the fact that people say that Roman Reigns is going to be on Raw Monday night, why? We're going to kick off the podcast here with 2 reports on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns returning to Raw Monday night. Now, according to Roman's Twitter account, he says, I'm back on SmackDown Live, but I still have some business on Raw. I'll see y'all Monday. Hashtag protect the yard. So, Roman's on SmackDown, killing SmackDown Live, and then you're going to put him on Monday Night Raw to kill their ratings even more. Roman Reigns was sent over to SmackDown Live during the Superstar Shakeup, but it looks like he has unfinished business on Raw. The big dog, quote unquote, and the rest of the Blue brand recently had their live show in Corbin, Kentucky rescheduled. This really upset some fans as they changed the event to an October date due to low ticket sales, which I will report later on during the podcast. However, that change opened up Monday on Roman Reigns' calendar. Perhaps this is a sign that World Wrestling Entertainment wants to pop a rating, which they fucking won't, with Roman Reigns, but he will be appearing on Raw this week. Roman Reigns is currently battling Elias on the Blue brand with a match set for Money in the Bank. The only positive thing about this Roman Reigns match against Elias is that Roman Reigns is not in the Money in the Bank ladder match. That's the only positive thing on that standpoint. It would be very interesting to see what Reigns will do on Raw in a one-off appearance. Apparently, Raw is still Reigns' yard, and he wants to prove it. If Roman Reigns is going to appear on Monday Night Raw on Monday night, fuck the brand split at this point. At this point, fuck the brand split. You might as well kill the brand split idea on that point. Why is Roman Reigns, a SmackDown superstar, going to appear on Monday Night Raw? It fucks up the effectiveness of the brand split. It fucks it up. It fucks it up. Now, I'm going to read you this report that was tweeted from WWE. The fact that WWE is preventing Roman Reigns from appearing on Raw this Monday night. Roman Reigns said that he has unfinished business on Raw, therefore he's going to show up next week. WWE might have something else to say about that. The big dog, like I said, quote unquote, did not specify what kind of unfinished business he has on Raw, but whatever it is, World Wrestling Entertainment won't allow him to appear on this Monday's broadcast. This is a very interesting tactic to take to build interest for the show. The fact that Roman Reigns is feuding with an authority figure like Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon on Monday night on SmackDown Live makes me not want to even watch SmackDown Live anymore. It really doesn't. World Wrestling Entertainment released a statement on the matter where they explained that Roman Reigns' contract was for the Blue brand now. Therefore, he won't be on Raw. This is what World Wrestling Entertainment tweeted on their official Twitter account. And I quote, the WWE officials may have, excuse me, I'm bugging here. WWE officials have learned of Roman Reigns' desire to appear on Monday Night Raw. But as of right now, and due to his obligation as a SmackDown Live superstar, he will not be appearing on Monday Night Raw. This is according to what WWE tweeted on their Twitter account. We'll have to wait and see how this turns out. They are obviously building towards something, or the company's official Twitter account wouldn't have said something like that about it. SmackDown's Raw show, SmackDown's Monday's house show was rescheduled, so Roman has the night off. If he wants to show up on Raw, there's probably not much stopping him. I don't care. I really don't care. If they're going to play this up about the fact that Roman is feuding with Vince and Shane on SmackDown Live, why would you even book that for Monday Night Raw? I would just love to know, why are you going to book that for Monday Night Raw? It's just simple. You're killing the brand split. Listen, if Roman even shows up on Raw Monday Night, which I'm not going to watch because I'm at work, so thank God for the fucking Yankees homestand. Thank God. Thank fucking Christ. Thank Christ. But other than that, I won't be watching Raw. But the game does start at 6:35, so I'll probably be home by like what 9 o'clock to catch the second and third hour. Yeah, to catch the second and third hour of the show. So, fuck me. I'm only gonna miss the first hour, but fuck me. Listen, I could miss 1 hour of Monday Night Raw, and I still wouldn't care. You think Raw is gonna improve if Roman does show up on Raw Monday Night? No. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if this Monday Night Raw has at least a 2 million viewership. A 2 million rating. I would not be surprised. Yeah. Raw from last week got a 1.9 on the third hour. You think that's going to go up? And I bet you money if Roman does show up, he's going to show up on the third hour. Guarantee you. Oh, and look at this also. Shane McMahon, which we will report, which we will go over on the podcast today. Shane McMahon is going to crown new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I guarantee you, it's the B Team. No matchup, no fatal 4-way, no fatal 5-way for Money in the Bank. No, Shane is just gonna crown. Shane is gonna give somebody the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and I bet you money it's gonna be the fucking B Team. Why? Because SmackDown Live has no tag teams. Which is what I said. Which is what I've been saying for the illest time now. Raw and SmackDown has to merge the tag team division. SmackDown has no tag teams. Monday Night Raw has the majority of the tag team division on Monday Night Raw. I think it's best if you guys merge the tag team division and you have one set of tag team titles. Does that sound like a great idea? I sure do. We are going to go over the news today here, guys, on episode 20 of the Reality Podcast. Don't go away, guys. There's going to be a whole bunch of news here on the podcast on episode 20. So for right now, enjoy the introduction, and I'll be right back. Welcome, guys, to episode 20 of the Reality Podcast, guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and also ring those bells for all notifications. Oh my God. I almost died there. So I'm coming home from work last night. Right? And I get this email. From somebody by the name of Selena. Not Zelina. Selena. Selina. Vega. An email. Not a tweet. An email. So obviously, this fucking degenerate ass person took the email on my Twitter bio and decides to send me a long paragraph, which I will read to you right now. She says, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up." Now, what I'm about to read you guys could be, inappropriate stuff. Inappropriate. So if you guys are around kids, please put on headphones. Or at least lower the volume, at least. Thank you. So you guys are warned. This person says, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up. You're a fat virgin with a neck beard. You jack your little baby dick off the Japanese midgets having choreographed gay softcore sex in a ring while you are in your mother's basement. You're an irrelevant fat fuck who has bigger tits than Charlotte and a dick smaller than a clit." Type of fucking grammar she has. Even if you lost 150 pounds, your fat ass wouldn't be able to see it. Now wipe Dave Meltzer's cum off your cracked lips and take JD's dick out of your ass, bitch. Your opinions are irrelevant. Now go along and watch AEW, mindless dumb fuck sheep. And think, and she also said, she says, now go along and watch AEW, comma, mindless dumb fuck sheep, period. And think before you speak, retard. Meltzer's cum is drizzling out of your mouth. You paid money to watch WWE. you fat mark, then, yeah, I know. Fucking irrelevant bum, which she sound like she needs fucking dick. But she sound like a 600-pound fat slob who eats nothing but fucking McDonald's Big Macs on a daily basis. But who am I in the community, right? Who am I in the community? Who am I, right? So another thing happened. I wake up this morning, and I get another email. This one came from Mark Vincent at 7:04 a.m. Mind you, the email that I got from Selena yesterday came at 10:19 p.m. right when I got out of work. So I get an email from Mark Vincent at 7:04 a.m. Damn, you must fucking love my fucking cock, because you're emailing me at 7:04 in the morning when I'm sleeping before I go to work the Yankee day game. By the way, I'm recording for you guys here in the afternoon, by the way. So this email came at 7:04 a.m. from Mark Vincent, and he says, and I quote, "Dear Mr. Mendez, as you know, AEW is a new and exciting company run by Mr. C. Rhodes, Mr. M. Jackson, and Mr. N. Jackson, powered by Mr. S. Khan and Mr. T. Khan, looking to take on the world of professional wrestling. As we as a team are looking for bright, smart, and intelligent people to join us. We have had a look at your social media and podcast, and would like to see if you would be willing to come on board as a wrestling journalist. Exclusive to AEW, we would be able to give you full access, not access, access. He spells access with EXCEXSS. To talent and interviews, backstage scoops, and provide everything you need to excel at this level. If you wish to be put forward as a candidate for this position, please get in contact with me within the next 7 days and provide a full CV. Kind regards, Martin Skimkiss, AEW Marketing." This is obviously a fucking troll. You know how I know this is a troll? He forgot one person's name automatically, Kenny Omega. He forgot Kenny Omega. He forgot Kenny Omega as well. And he spells Mr. C. Rhodes. You couldn't just say Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Tony Khan. Yeah, the Khan family, you couldn't just say that. Automatic troll. Automatic troll. So if you're watching, buddy, and this Selena Vega chick, I hope the both of you end up fucking marrying each other and having babies with fucking 600-pound slobs. There you go. And by the way, folks, get the fuck out of your mother's fucking basement, you fucking irrelevant, degenerate bitch. So there you go. That's what happened to me last night and this morning. Yeah, I'm a nobody in the IWC. I have a growing YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm a nobody. I work for the New York Yankees. Yeah, I'm a nobody. Don't judge a book by its cover. That's my advice for you guys. And my other advice for you guys is please stay away from stupidity. Just that easy. Stay away from stupidity. But if you guys don't know who I am, I mean, obviously, if you guys don't know who I am, you're a freaking idiot. If you guys don't know who I am your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel on this Saturday, May 4th, 2019. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys enjoyed the content that I provided for you guys this week, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, hit that thumbs up. And even if you like seeing me expose people on a weekly basis, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure for you guys to hit that subscribe button down below. Ring those bells, guys, for all notifications. Check out Friday's podcast. And yes, I did not upload a top 10 Friday, But I might want to switch up the content in the coming months. So I might want to think about moving Top 10 Fridays, maybe do it on a Tuesday, and give you guys 3 episodes of the podcast on a weekend. Let me guys know if you guys want to see that. But check out episode 19 of the reality podcast yesterday. Is Jon Moxley on his way to AEW? Or is he? I got news on Jon Moxley here on the podcast. You guys do not want to miss out on it. Link to this video, link to the podcast will be in the annotation above in the upper hand corner of your screen, guys. Check out Throwback Thursday. And honestly, people said to me that this was one of the best Throwback Thursdays I've ever done. We reviewed King of the Ring 1998, one of my favorite all-time pay-per-views. And this pay-per-view had the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time between Mankind and The Undertaker. Link to this video will be in the annotation above on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Check out NXT review. Yes, I do NXT reviews. The NXT debut of Kushida. NXT was a really good show. Link to NXT review will be in the annotation on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Go ahead, guys, check it out. Check out SmackDown Live review. SmackDown was bad. SmackDown was just bad. WWE Creative is at its all-time worst. A 1.8 million rating. Just saying. 1.8. Link to SmackDown review will be in the annotation above in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And check out Monday Night Raw review. That's live on the channel right now. Alexa Bliss announces the Raw set for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Link to this video. Raw was fucking terrible this past Monday. Link to this video will be in the annotation above in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the reality podcast, so make sure you guys are connecting with your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, your boy Chris183. Instagram, your boy Chris_WB. And Snapchat, Chris Most Hated on social media. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. And I will follow you right back on the channel, on Twitter as well. Let's get to the news, guys, shall we? Let's get to the fucking news. We're gonna talk about Jon Moxley here. Jon Moxley. I reported on, I gave you guys my reaction yesterday on the Jon Moxley trailer. It was a really good trailer. I loved it. Now, I said this on the podcast yesterday that I think Jon Moxley will show up at AEW. I think that Jon Moxley might show up at either the Omega Jericho matchup. He could possibly show up between Dustin and Cody. Or he might show up at the Over the Budget Battle Royal at Double or Nothing on May 25th. But, Jon Moxley, I'm going to make this up right now. I'm going to say this now. Jon Moxley reportedly may sign a deal with Impact Wrestling. I know, disappointing, but I'm going to say this right now for you guys. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know how true this is, but for now, I'm going to say this now. Take this with a grain of salt because you never know what might he even do. Jon Moxley is making headlines, and wherever he ends up next is sure to get a lot of press from the IWC. Therefore, it only makes sense that every company would want to host his first match outside of WWE. Joe Pettish, if I said that wrong, I apologize. If you guys know who he is, let me know. John Pescish said on the Barn Burner Radio Network that Impact Wrestling's hat is in the ring to bring in Mox, and it sounds like they could have a pretty good chance. This is what they said. This is what Joe reported, and I quote, "These are rumors going around that Dean Ambrose and everybody thinks he's going to sign with All Elite Wrestling. That still may happen, but he may sign with Impact Wrestling. I have heard as of late as today," end quote. Moxley in Impact Wrestling could make sense, seeing how old his friend Sami Callihan is around. There really isn't a better guy who could fit in OVE than Jon Moxley either. Jon Moxley can do whatever he wants to at this point. He could sign with an exclusive deal with AEW and become a Deathmatch King if he wants to, or New Japan. Something tells us that we'll see a side of the Lunatic Fringe that hasn't been unlocked in a long time, wherever he does end up signing. Do you guys see Jon Moxley in Impact Wrestling. I'm not really too familiar with the company. That's why I'm gonna ask you guys that. Would you guys even be open to see Jon Moxley in Impact Wrestling? I wouldn't want to see him in WWE, especially in Vince's hands. Can you imagine Jon Moxley in Vince's hands? We may have to do a funeral for Jonathan Good, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley. We might have to do a fucking funeral for him. I mean, I would love to see him in AEW. I mean, I'm not going to say here, oh, everybody that has left the company should go to AEW. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I wouldn't be open to see him in AEW. I mean, can you imagine the matches Jon Moxley can have? Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho. Jon Moxley versus Cody Rhodes. Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. Jon Moxley versus Pac. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page. I know. I gave you guys goosebumps. I know. I mean, at this point, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. I mean, I'm happy that the fact that he's gone from World Wrestling Entertainment. I'm happy for him. But the trailer had 2 dice on it. A 2 and a 5. The hint is there. Why would he sign with Impact Wrestling? I mean, if he signs with fucking Impact Wrestling, God bless him. God bless him. But many people want to see him in AEW. Many people do. But let's see what happens with Jon Moxley. SmackDown Live. I'm reporting this because I don't know if you guys even care. SmackDown Live has announced 2 matches for Tuesday night's show. World Wrestling Entertainment has announced 2 matches for Tuesday's episode of SmackDown Live. Those matches are Ali versus Andrade. And then we're going to get Bayley, Carmella, and Ember Moon going up against Charlotte Flair, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose. Do you care? I mean, I care about an Ali versus Andrade matchup. I would love to see that matchup. Give me 15, 20 minutes between those 2 men. Forget about it. It's a classic. It's a classic. I love Ali. Listen, I love Ali and I love Andrade. I think Ali and Andrade will have a good match on SmackDown Live. Now, as I've said earlier on the podcast, this Tuesday on SmackDown Live, this is according to World Wrestling Entertainment's Twitter account, Shane McMahon will crown new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, knowing that the fact that the Hardy Boys had to give up the SmackDown Tag Team titles last week due to Jeff Hardy's injury. And also, Kevin Owens will respond to Kofi Kingston's attack from last week. So, if you guys expect SmackDown to be a good show, you tell me. I don't know. We have more news here, and this is very interesting. I'm gonna read this to you guys right now. WWE is reportedly considering 2 different superstar shakeups in the next year. Now, before I even read this report, how much you guys want to bet there's gonna be a superstar shakeup after WrestleMania and after SummerSlam? I have not read this report. I have not read it. This is coming from Common Logic. There's going to be 2... There's a report here that says there's going to be 2 different superstar shakeups in the next year. I bet you money. I guarantee you. It's going to be one after WrestleMania and one after SummerSlam. Let's see. The WWE Superstar Shakeup does not have the same appeal as the World Wrestling Entertainment as the WWE Draft used to. Now superstars will just show up on different shows for weeks and suddenly they switch rosters. Now that might change. We previously reported that someone was rumored to have shown Vince McMahon footage of how the NFL does their draft. It is a much bigger deal than players just walking out on stage with a different hat on. It looks like World Wrestling Entertainment could be gearing up for something different next time around, as Joe Pettis noted on the Barn Burners radio. We could also expect a few more names to switch brands as WWE's new Fox deal approaches. So by the time next year, the WWE roster will have been shaken up twice over. This is what Joe reported, and I quote, WWE, they are going to do another shakeup just prior to the WWE being on Fox. So Raw, I think, the season premiere in September, sort of a small shakeup there. But it looks like, but look at it, next year, a major shakeup, and I don't think it's going to be called the Superstar Shakeup. I think it's going to be called the WWE Draft. Look for that to happen annually. End quote. This is what he reported. Only time will tell what Wrestling Entertainment decides to do. After all of those decisions are made by Vince McMahon himself, and he could very well change his mind about how he wants to approach anything multiple times before an event. It does present an interesting idea that the company will want to give themselves a little extra padding on their roster to ensure that SmackDown Live on Fox draws the largest numbers possible. There you go. If I'm booking 2 different shakeups, I'm booking one after WrestleMania. Let that die down for a little bit, and you book another one after SummerSlam. Because after SummerSlam, you got September and you got October before SmackDown moves to Fox on Friday nights. If they do not go down that route that I just booked, I don't know how they're going to do this. You're not going to do a random draft on September. SmackDown, Vince is going to want SmackDown to have the biggest names there. Guys like John Cena, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I find that really interesting that they're going to do 2 different superstar shakeups in the next year. Who knows? They could do it this year. They can do another shakeup before or after SummerSlam. Or if anything, do it after SummerSlam, which is your 3rd biggest pay-per-view of the year. Which is the biggest pay-per-view of the summer in SummerSlam. I would do another one this year after SummerSlam in Toronto. That's what I would do. You want to stack up SmackDown to his best superstars there? The perfect time to do that is after SummerSlam. But, knowing Vince McMahon, he's not going to like that idea and probably switch it up like multiple times and fuck everybody over. So there you go. World Wrestling Entertainment, and I have to report this Goldberg situation. WWE name drops potential opponents for Goldberg's return. Do you care about Bill Goldberg at this point? I don't. I fucking don't. Goldberg is next, as in, he's the next WWE legend to get carted off to Saudi Arabia for a ton of cash. He is coming back to work a match for the Saudi Arabia event, and that has pretty much been implied without WWE saying it. WWE social media team sent out a WWE Now video suggesting potential opponents for Goldberg this time around. Needless to say, some of these are interesting. The superstars that were name dropped, including Kofi Kingston, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I almost threw up there. The Undertaker, Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, and Brock Lesnar, because they're all scheduled to be at the Saudi Arabia event as well. We will have to wait and see if they book Goldberg in a match in the Saudi Arabia, and who will it be against? So far, they have an all-star lineup ahead for Jeddah this time around, and it could be far less people than the greatest Royal Rumble event this year. Now look at the names that I just mentioned. Kofi Kingston, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, The Undertaker, Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, and Brock Lesnar. Think about those 7 men. Let me know down below in the comment section. Who would you even want Goldberg to fight at Saudi Arabia in June? If I have to pick one opponent out of 7 men here, you can do a dream match. I see Goldberg versus The Undertaker. Meaning because the simple fact that they had a stare down 2 years ago in the Rumble in San Antonio, in the Alamo Dome. They can play up that fact. I don't see Lesnar. No, I don't see Lesnar versus Goldberg again. I don't see that again. Their best match that they had was at WrestleMania 33. That was the best match that they ever had. That those two men had as a feud. As a feud. So I don't want to see Lesnar again. I don't want to see Lesnar. AJ, it's a possibility. It's a possibility with AJ. It's a possibility. So I can see Goldberg versus Taker. Goldberg versus AJ Styles. I don't want to see... All right, I'm going to name you guys who I want to see and who I don't want to see. So, for what I want to see, Goldberg versus Taker. That's a dream match, automatically. That's a dream match, but it's too late at this point. It's too late. But they can also play up the fact that they had a stare down at the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. In 2017. In San Antonio. So they can play up that fact between Goldberg and Taker. That's one match I'd like to see. AJ is another one. It's a dream match. It's a dream match. It's not bad, but listen, if anybody can lead Goldberg to a great match, it's AJ Styles. It's AJ Styles. So out of these 7 men, I would love to see Taker versus Goldberg and AJ versus Goldberg. The rest... I'll probably sprinkle in a Rollins. I probably will. I don't know why, but it's a little interesting to me. I would love to see a Rollins versus Goldberg match. I would. So you got Goldberg versus Kofi. I don't want to see that. I don't. Because if you're going to have Kofi Kingston go into Saudi Arabia as WWE champion, you're going to have him defend the title against Goldberg and you expect Kofi Kingston to beat Goldberg? No. That match I clearly don't see. If anything, I see Kofi Kingston versus, I don't know, maybe an Elias, maybe at Saudi Arabia, or maybe a Kevin Owens again. I don't know. So I don't want to see Goldberg versus Kofi. I definitely 100%. I do not want to see Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar again. I don't. That matchup at WrestleMania 33 was special. It was one of Goldberg's best matches since he came back. Leave that match alone. There you go. So I don't want to see Goldberg versus Kofi. I don't want to see Goldberg versus Lesnar. I definitely don't want to see Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. I don't. And then 100%. I know all the Roman Reigns fans is going to get their appetite, is going to get wet and everything else. I do not want to see a Goldberg versus Roman Reigns match. I don't want to see it. The power of the spear. Who can hit the spear better? I don't care about a Goldberg Roman Reigns match. I don't care. So in my honest opinion, I would love to see either a Goldberg versus AJ Styles, Goldberg versus Rollins, maybe against Rollins. And definitely they can really do this. I can really see this happen. Goldberg versus The Undertaker. Now, I'm hearing rumblings that Taker could face Elias at the Saudi show. If they're not going to book Elias versus Taker, you can certainly book Taker versus Goldberg. You certainly could. I wouldn't mind it. If this is going to be a one-off for Goldberg, put him against The Undertaker. Put him against The Undertaker. Put him against... Honestly, if this is going to be Goldberg's one match that he's going to do, give him Taker or AJ. Give him Taker versus AJ. Especially not Rollins, because if Rollins is going to go into Saudi Arabia as the Universal Champion, you're going to have to put him against Goldberg for that title. So coming now to think of it, I don't want to see Styles. No, AJ. No, Rollins against Goldberg. Just give me Goldberg versus Taker or AJ versus Goldberg. Just give me those two. Either of those two, I'll be completely fine with. And then on top of that, Goldberg's getting paid $2 million for this event. $2 million. You better give Goldberg a classic. Either Taker or Styles. If I have to pick one, I'll probably do Taker. That is another dream match I wanted to see as a child. Goldberg versus Taker. The one dream match I would love to see is Sting versus The Undertaker. That's the one match I am dying to see. And I want to see that matchup before I even die. If I see Taker versus Sting, I have officially lived my life. That's how much I feel about this match. So there you go. Goldberg's opponents were name dropped as possible opponents. If you care about the Authors of Pain, the AOP, there's an expected return for AOP has been revealed. Now, AOP has been out of action since Akon went down with an injury. It appears that he is all good to go, and the former Raw Tag Team Champions are set to get back to work soon. John Pollock of Post Wrestling reports that AOP is expected to return immensely. This likely means that Akon's injury is doing much better, and the company can really use a top tag team right now. I'm putting AOP on SmackDown. SmackDown needs tag teams. I would put AOP on SmackDown. With the Hardy Boys relinquishing the SmackDown tag team titles this past Tuesday, you never know if World Wrestling Entertainment could decide that AOP needs to take those titles. This could include a switch of brands for them, and we've gotten used to living in an age with a never-ending superstar shakeup. So don't be surprised to see Drake Maverick leading AOP back into battle very, very soon. Put AOP on SmackDown. That's all I'm going to say on that. AOP needs to be on SmackDown. SmackDown needs tag teams. There you go. There you go. In my honest opinion, I would put AOP on SmackDown Live. Seth Rollins. There's news on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins doesn't want Roman Reigns coming to WWE Raw. This is the best thing I have read all fucking day. All day. All day. Now, Roman Reigns caused quite a stir when he announced that he has unfinished business on the Raw brand. This prompted World Wrestling Entertainment to send out a message to everyone saying that Roman couldn't appear on Raw due to his blue brand obligations. Reigns did not identify the type of unfinished business he has, but Seth Rollins has responded. It has been long rumored that the two former Shoe Brothers would feud, but a much bigger event was thought to be placed where their match would happen. There was rumors of Roman versus Seth at WrestleMania 36 next year in Tampa. My God, would that have been the worst WrestleMania main event of all time? You thought Roman versus Taker was bad. Roman versus Seth? Now listen, the one match they had at Money in the Bank 2016 was a fantastic match. It was a fantastic matchup between Roman and Seth. When Seth came back from the ACL injury, when people thought that Seth Rollins' career was over, that he missed WrestleMania 32 because of that injury. And mind you, Seth was supposed to defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns at Survivor Series 2015. But Rollins, on a house show in Dublin, Ireland against Kane, fucked up his knee. So there you go. That was the only thing that was good around that time when, they played the fact that Rollins was supposed to defend the championship against Roman. Now Roman's the champion after beating Triple H at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins comes back in his first match back. He becomes WWE World Heavyweight Champion at Money in the Bank. So there you go. The current WWE Universal Champion commented about Reigns' wishes that he wants to visit Raw. Rollins said that he has things handled on the Red Team, but Roman is always welcome to the party. This is what Seth Rollins tweeted, and I quote, "I got it handled over here on Red, big man, but you're always welcome to come party. I'll have a cold one waiting," end quote. This has some interesting storyline in the IWC. World Wrestling Entertainment is going to route more often, it seems, which we could very well see this play out on television. It sounds like Seth Rollins doesn't want Roman Reigns to show up on Raw for some reason. Hopefully the build-up for Money in the Bank will pop a rating because they really need to do something. I don't want Roman on Raw. I said this on the podcast in the beginning of the podcast. I do not want Roman on Monday Night Raw. Why? Just play up the fact that the brand split is still ineffective. It's still ineffective. If Roman Reigns shows up on Monday Night Raw, I'm going to come into this fucking review on Monday night and I'm going to shit all over this. So please, I want to see World Wrestling Entertainment improve? Do I want to see it improve? Yes. Roman Reigns coming to Raw is not the answer. It's not the fucking answer. Vince McMahon has to fucking go. He has to go immediately, ASAP, as soon as possible. He has to go. He has to fucking go. In my honest fucking opinion. Now I'm trying to look at what else do I have here on the podcast here. Oh, there's news on Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is working on Harper being a part of the Firefly Fun House. I wouldn't mind. But the only negative thing about this is you're gonna put Luke Harper on Monday Night Raw, where he will die 1,000 deaths. Bray Wyatt's new Firefly Funhouse gimmick, which I fucking love, by the way, is one of the best things we've seen in World Wrestling Entertainment television in quite a while. It is certainly one of the most original pieces of character work in recent memory. Wyatt has transformed from a cult leader for adults to a cult leader for children, which is just fantastic to see. The IWC has gravitated towards this new gimmick in a very big way. Needless to say, plenty of people are excited to see what is next. If you ask some people, it should include Harper. The former Wyatt family member asked for his release. It was not granted, and they even got more time was tackled into his contract. All of this started after Vince McMahon belittled Harper in a meeting for not being able to do a Southern accent. Then Mr. McMahon said he had no intentions of placing Harper in either main roster brand. So put him back in NXT. If you're not going to use Harper on the main roster, put him in NXT. Put him in NXT as a heel in NXT. One fan tweeted out at Bray Wyatt's suggestion that Harper be placed in the Eater of Worlds new funhouse. I'm working on it, Wyatt replied. It just goes to show that Harper is well liked backstage, especially by Bray Wyatt. When Harper's release request was first made public, where am I at? I lost. Okay, here we go. When Harper's release request was first made public, the WWE superstars all over flooded timelines wishing him the best. Now it looks like he isn't going anywhere. It might be intriguing to see Harper eventually find himself in the Firefly Funhouse. Can't you just imagine him as a mailman delivering letters to Bray from all the children who are walking as he lights their path? Because we can. If you're not going to use Luke Harper on the main roster, put him in NXT. Put him back in NXT. Now, if they're going to add Luke Harper to the Firefly Funhouse, you can use Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper as a tag team. You can use those two as a tag team, and at the same time, they can do singles runs at the same time as a tag team. You can have Bray Wyatt go for the Universal Championship. Hopefully, one man can dream, and you have Luke Harper go for the United States Championship. Or if you're gonna use these two as a tag team, you put them for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Like I said, I'm going to give this Firefly Funhouse a chance. So far, I'm loving it. Last week's episode of the Firefly Funhouse wasn't that bad of an episode. I thought it was good, but the first episode that we got, it was a shocker because I didn't really think that Bray Wyatt was going to use that type of character. But now that I'm seeing it now on a weekly basis now, I'm going on it a whole lot more. So there you go on Luke Harper. Luke Harper can possibly join the Firefly Funhouse. I got a couple more stories, guys, and then we're out of here for episode 20. If you guys are enjoying episode 20 of the podcast, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Ring those bells for all notifications. Mick Foley. For some reason, this is on the news, and I have to really read this out aloud. Mick Foley will come out of retirement for a Hell in a Cell match in Saudi Arabia. I don't know why. But it's in the news. in the news. Mick Foley is a Hall of Famer, no question in doubt, and a favorite among wrestling fans. However, he is still a man with a bank account, so in his own words, he can't be bought. World Wrestling Team is going back to Saudi Arabia once again on June 7th, and there are some people who are very upset about this. The company is also bringing in Goldberg along this time, and it couldn't have been cheap to get him out of retirement. Mick Foley recently spoke to Sports Talk Pro Wrestling Show, where he revealed that he would come out of retirement for a Saudi Arabia match. Of course, World Wrestling Entertainment would also have to offer him a huge amount of money for it to happen. This is what he said, and I quote, "I'm lucky enough to where I don't have to make that choice. I have to be honest. I can be had for a certain price. If they wanted a rematch but to sell badly enough and were willing to pay for it, then my God, they probably get it. Working slower than I did 21 years ago, but I'd be out there." End quote. This is what, according to what Mick Foley said. Not only does it sound like Mick Foley is game to work a match, but he's also willing to jump back in a Hell in a Cell in Saudi Arabia. This is very interesting considering how dangerous both the match and that country can be. It's not likely that World Wrestling Entertainment will be booking Foley versus Taker in a Hell in a Cell match again, but you can also never say never now that the idea seems to be out there. Do they really want to relive the 1998 King of the Ring? Which I did a Throwback Thursday on. Link to that video will be in the annotation above in the upper right hand corner of your screen. I find this coincidence. How I reviewed Throwback Thursday of King of the Ring 1998, and Mick Foley in a report says will come out of retirement to do a Hell in a Cell match in Saudi Arabia. Coincidence? I think not. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. If they're really, now let's say for example, knowing Vince's fucking sadistic mind, if he books Mick Foley versus Undertaker for Hell in a Cell in Saudi Arabia, they're taking away the magic that happened 21 years ago. They're taking away that magic automatically. That Hell in a Cell match, and I said this to myself on Throwback Thursday, that Hell in a Cell match between Mick Foley and The Undertaker will forever be considered as the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. You cannot take that away from what Mick Foley and Undertaker did on that night in the Igloo in Pittsburgh. You cannot take that away. And I asked this question. If they're really going to go about this matchup, are they going to recreate the old Hell in a Cell that they had 21 years ago? Or are they going to have the current Hell in a Cell that they currently have now? Because if they go with that current Hell in a Cell match, with that current Hell in a Cell structure that they have, Mick Foley's fall is going to be more devastating than what happened to him 21 years ago. Now, the difference between the old Hell in a Cell and the new Hell in a Cell, the new Hell in a Cell is much more taller than the original one back in the Attitude Era, back in the day. To be honest with you, I really don't want to see this. Now, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, social you guys, but if anything else happens with this Mick Foley thing, I'll let you guys know on the podcast. But as of right now, Mick Foley is willing to come out of retirement for WrestleMania. Mick Foley is willing to come out of retirement for a Hell in a Cell match in Saudi Arabia. Are you kidding me? I would not want to see that. I think that is it, guys, for the podcast. Unless if I have one more thing here. Oh, here we go. I was looking. No. Right here. Okay, never mind. Right here. I forgot to report this one also. Why WWE have to reschedule Monday SmackDown house show? As you guys heard earlier, I technically gave you guys the reason why, but WWE has been hitting the Kentucky and Ohio area hard in the past few weeks. It appears that anyone who didn't already see World Wrestling Entertainment live in the past week or so will have to wait even longer. This is why I do not go to house shows, because it says on the program, card subject to change. We previously reported that the house show in Corbin, Kentucky needed to be rescheduled for October, and some fans were not too pleased about that. Now, PW Insider confirms an interesting reason why the company made this decision. It is reported that World Wrestling Entertainment made the choice over the past several days to nix Monday's Corbin, Kentucky house show. This was reportedly done to assist in the build for Money in the Bank. World Wrestling Entertainment realizes that the ratings are slumping because it's pretty hard not to notice at this point. Roman Reigns expressed interest in coming to Raw for some unfinished business. Then they planted seeds by World Wrestling Entertainment, outright telling him that he couldn't go to the Red Team show. So Roman Reigns is highly likely going to be on Raw this week. It should also be noted that the ticket sales for the Corbin house show were not remarkable. This likely made the decision easier. Corbin, Kentucky will still get their house show, but it's been moved to October, and anyone who already bought tickets will see those seats valid for the next WWE live event. What's the reason why that the ticket sales are plummeting? The product is fucking garbage. The product is fucking garbage. When Monday Night Raw has a 1.9 rating and a SmackDown show, non-holiday by the way on both shows, suffers a 1.9 on Monday and a 1.8 on Tuesday. What the fuck does that tell you? Merchandise sales are down. Ticket sales are down. Nobody cares about WWE. In my honest opinion. No one cares right now about WWE. And to be honest with you, if I can be real blunt with you for a second here, if you pay money to go to a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown show, I don't feel bad. You paid the money. You are going to suffer the consequences. And if you're a fucking casual, which by the way, I haven't even exposed anybody fucking in the past almost an hour on the fucking podcast here. I don't feel bad if you guys go to the shows. I don't. You guys paid your money. You guys fucking are going to suffer the consequences. The shows are fucking garbage. Raw's garbage. SmackDown has been garbage since after WrestleMania. SmackDown's been garbage. Raw's garbage on a weekly fucking basis. Can you guys remember when was the last time you guys saw a good Monday Night Raw show? When was the last time? I remember SmackDown during WrestleMania season did really good numbers. Monday Night Raw, it's bad every single week. It's bad every single week. And I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. I really fucking don't. Just that sometimes these people, these plebeians, these apologists on social media think they know shit when they fucking don't. Come on. Haven't you heard the term, don't judge a book by its cover? If you can't handle the truth, don't know what to tell you. And if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. That's what my father always tells me. If you can't stand the heat, get the fuck out the kitchen. It's either step aside or step up. It's either step up or step aside. Monday Night Raw is going to continually be garbage. SmackDown Live, I can't believe I'm saying this, but SmackDown is going to be the exact same way. The more we see Roman feuding with the fucking Authority and Shane and Vince, the more garbage SmackDown Live is going to be. At this point, I wish AJ was still on SmackDown and Roman's still on Raw. That is the cold, honest truth there. That is the cold reality of this whole entire thing. And that's the reality of it. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. I'm going to go lay down and relax. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed episode 20 of the podcast, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you guys are new to the channel, looking for Raw review, SmackDown review, NXT review, Throwback Thursday, Top 10 Fridays, a wrestling podcast, and gaming content, I want you guys to show your support by hitting that subscribe button and ring those bells for all notifications, guys. Check out episode 19 of the podcast that I uploaded yesterday. Is Jon Moxley on his way to AEW? There's reports going around that he might be signing with Impact Wrestling, as I reported here today on the podcast. Link to this video will be in the annotation above on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, guys. Check out Throwback Thursday, where we go over the 1998 King of the Ring, one of my favorite all-time pay-per-views of all time, the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. Also, link to this video will be in the annotation above on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Check out NXT review, the NXT debut of Kushida. Link to NXT review will be in the annotation above on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Check out SmackDown Live also. 1.8 million rating. Creative right now, it's at its all-time worst. Link to SmackDown review will be in the annotation on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And check out Monday Night Raw review. 1.9 million rating. You fucking casual. Alexa Bliss announces the Raw side for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Link to this video will be in the annotation on the upper right corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you guys are connecting with your boy on social media. Twitter, your boy Chris183. Instagram, your boy Chris_WB. And Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 21. Now, depending on the news tomorrow, because I go into work at 2 o'clock, the simple fact that the Yankees have moved their game from 1:05 p.m. to 4:05. Now, if you guys are, if I get enough news for a podcast on Sunday, you guys will get episode 21. If not, then no upload. So it's either I get enough news for a podcast for tomorrow's episode 21 or no upload for Sunday. I will keep you guys posted on social media. Follow me on Twitter. As you guys know, my Twitter is down below right there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for either episode 21 or I will see you guys on Monday for Monday Night Raw review. Till then, talk to you guys later.